I have been single literally all my life, okay? And I am 20 years old, but I would not have it any other way because I am looking, that's the thing, like people are like, why are you still single? Like what? I am looking for a specific relationship. A specific relationship how I want it to be. And I am okay with being single if that means I will never get it in my lifetime. I will never settle. And I have come so far. I've been single for 20 fucking years. I have come so far to the point where like if I would settle, it would be a joke. It would be a joke. And the thing is like people are like, your standards are too high. You have too high standards. But the thing is, I've seen like what I want from a relationship within other people. Like I've seen it. I know it exists because I exist. So there, that's all you need.
Yeah, it's really hard to take some of these females serious, when they talk like this. It's like, I mean, you say you've seen it, right? Well, obviously, I mean, like the first people you should be seeing a relationship is your mother and your father, right? That's the first, and when it comes to how a man and a woman are supposed to be treating each other, you should be seeing that through your mother and father, first of all, right? And the fact that you say you've seen it, it's the fact that you didn't mention that makes me assume that you're probably talking about social media, right? And that's what a lot of these women do, right? They look at when they're in a relationship, they look at, they compare their relationship to what they see online. Okay. And if they don't feel like their relationship or the person that they're with doesn't measure up, then they think they're settling. They're like, you know what, I can do better, right? Because my relationship should be exactly what I see online. And the thing is, yeah, you say you've seen these relationships, maybe out walking, people that you may know, or maybe whatever you see online. But are you with these people 24/7? Have you seen them argue? Have you seen them laugh? Have you seen them sad? Have you seen them mad? Have you been in the rooms where they've had discussions about important topics and issues that concern them? No, you've seen something online. You said, you know what, that's what I want. Right. And basically every guy that she meets will never measure up to what she sees online, because it's impossible to compete with that. Right. Because when it comes to this whole settling thing, the problem with this whole settling thing is there's always someone that's going to be better. Whether you're looking for a guy that's making six figures, whether you're looking for a guy that's over 6 feet, there's always somebody taller. There's always somebody making more money. There's always somebody driving a nicer car. There's always somebody with a higher status position in life. There's always somebody that's better. So therefore, in essence, you'll always be settling. Because if you find a guy that makes 100, 200K, then you can be like, oh, you know what? This guy makes 500K. I'm settling. So this whole notion when these women say, I'm never settling, that just means that you will never find what you want in life, because there's always going to be somebody better. And as long as there's other people to compare that person to, that person is always going to be inferior to what you see online, because you can't compete. Okay. And a lot of women and it's easy for her to say this now, right? She's 20 years old. And the fact that she was like, I've been single for 20 years. Like you've been on this earth for 20 years. Like is that supposed to be some accomplishment? Like, is that something to be proud of? Like, I mean, what was the point of saying that? Like, you have not even experienced life yet, right? And like I said, it's easy for you to say that now when you're 20, but then once 30 comes rolling around, you're like, okay, what the hell am I doing with my life, right? Like, damn, I need to get the ball rolling. But then you're gonna say, I'm not settling. I'm not gonna settle for. I'm not gonna be settling. And then 40 starts to approach, like, okay, this is then things start to get real, right? So it's easy to say that. Obviously, she's 20 years old. She got a lot of time. She thinks she has a lot of time, but that time moves very fast. All right. But the thing is, this is where they get them from. These women, they're online. They're hearing other women speak about this stuff, and don't worry. And other women are gassing up, saying, "Hey, don't rush it. Don't worry about it. Like, you got plenty of time until you don't." And then what she's gonna be saying? Oh, there's no good guys out there. Oh, these guys aren't men. She'll have all the negative things that she said. When this is probably, in her 20s, early 20s is the best time to be finding the person that you're looking for. But like I said, she doesn't want to settle. And social media makes it very difficult for a lot of these women. It makes it very difficult for people to operate in a relationship, because you're dealing with comparisons, and these women like to compare everything to social media, and they feel and that's the thing though. Even if they have and they always say this, right? I'm not gonna settle for some bum dude or some dude that's just not, he's not doing anything with his life. No one's telling you to settle for that type of person. right? Nobody's saying that, but they always have this idea that that's what we mean when we say that. What we're saying is there are plenty of guys out there that are going to provide provision and protection. That's a good guy that makes a decent living and it wants to take care of you and build a family with. However, even if that guy's a good guy, they'll find some way in their head to say, you know what, this person is not providing the life that I want. They're not making me happy, right? Even though that's a good guy, right? They'll find some reason to make it seem like that person's doing it wrong. Or they'll say, even if he's doing the right things, they'll say, you know what, I'm focusing on me. I'm prioritizing me. It's about my happiness. Very selfish, right? And that's what they'll do, even though it's a good guy, because as long as he's doing what he's doing, like he's not, putting hands on her or anything like that, they'll find some reason to say, make it that person's fault. Like I'm thinking about me. I'm doing me, right? Which is very selfish. So let's let it continue.
Okay. But I know it exists because I've also seen it. Like I have a specific thing I'm looking for and I just refuse to settle. Point blank period. Does that make me cold-hearted and heartless with men? Maybe. Okay, because I just don't fucking entertain everybody on the block. But the thing is, like, I just don't care. I have curated such a close relationship with me and myself, myself, and I. Okay? It's true, though. I have such a close relationship with myself, and I have made my life to be what I've wanted it to be forever, and I give everything that I want to myself, and I have such an amazing family and amazing friends that, like, I'm not going to settle for a stupid ass. Does that make sense? But yeah.
Yo, good luck to the guy that deals with that, man. Like, yo, all right, fella. Like, you see that. Like, does that look like a very pleasant person? Does that sound like a person that you want to deal with? Like, to me, she comes across as a diva. Like, she just, like, she is God's gift to this world. Like, she can't do no wrong. She is perfect, and if you don't meet her standards, then you're just not good enough, right? She doesn't sound like the most pleasant person to deal with. Like she sounds like has attitude. Like she's the type of person that you sitting on, you watching some TV, and she is just always in your ear, and you just like, yo, shut the up, right? And it's just like you can just tell that the attitude, like the the smugness is just like you don't get when you're looking, like a lot of men, when you're looking for a woman, man, right? Like you're looking for a woman that's gonna be, like I said, feminine, right? Like there's nothing beautiful than more precious than a nice, feminine, kind woman, right? That's the best, right? She knows when to be quiet. She knows when to make sure you're taken care of. Like these are the type of women that you want to deal with, right? That's what men are looking for. But a lot of these women, they just don't have those features. They're just very aggressive and masculine and have a lot of attitude and talk a lot, right? And some men just don't want to deal with that, and it's hard, and it's for a lot of men it's frustrating to deal with that, But like I said, man, like you got to focus on yourself. Like make sure you're building yourself up, making sure you're hitting the gym, making sure you focus on self improving, making sure you're getting your money up, right? And then you can attract the women that you want, right? Because that's the most important thing. Like you say, these women are gonna do what they want. Like fellas, you gotta focus on yourself and focus on how to improve yourself as a man, because obviously, what you're dealing with is it's tough out there, right? But like I said, as long as you're focusing on yourself, focusing on improving yourself, then everything else falls into place. And when you're dealing with these women, man, any dude that got to deal with this, like, good luck. It's gonna be rough out there. But like she said, like she'll wait forever, right? Until those 30s and 40s come around, then they always sing a different tune, right? So those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure you leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and share. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to please subscribe. Guys, take care. Have a good one. Later.